Hi, everybody.
Hello there.
I'm Jerry.
And I'm Linda, and this is Gizmo.
We're the Village's Newcomers. If you're new to our channel, we want to let you know that we produce 2 shows a week, one on Monday and one on Thursday. This is Mailbag Monday. We're going to tell you some of the news from the week.
Right.
Letters from viewers.
Right. And a viewer of the week.
If you have a viewer of the week, Gizmo has his own segment, and we're so glad you're with us. Today's show is a whopper. It's a big one. It's one of the biggest we've ever produced, but we're going to try to keep it light and interesting.
And thank you all to those that do subscribe. It does help our channel. And if you haven't done so, please do.
That's right. Today you're going to learn, are you safe in the villages?
We're going to look at golf course attire.
We're going to show you some fun footage from Halloween last week at Brownwood Paddock Square.
And kids living in the villages.
And tomorrow's Election Day. Don't forget that. If you haven't voted already, go out and make sure that you cast your ballot tomorrow.
All that on today's show. Hit it, Wally.
Send us your questions, we've got your answers. Jerry and Linda's Mailbag Monday.
As always, we tell people we're here for entertainment value and hoping that you learn a little bit about the villages. But remember, for all important content and news and information, verify it for yourself, especially if it could cost you money. To do your own homework. We want to let you know about entertainment news. The Villages has entertainment that's second to none.
Wonderful places to go. We've got all kinds of venues. We have the Sharon, we have the Savannah Center, we have Tierra del Sol, and there are other places to get, smaller places to get entertainment with live music.
Well, today we want to tell you about the holiday entertainment. We mentioned it last week, but this is when entertainment gets in full swing around here. And there's a flyer on your screen, and you can check the Daily Sun.
Yes, you can daily. There's all about the Village's movies and all plays and concerts. So please check that out.
Thanks to all of our viewers that send us in a gift of thanks. You'll see that little heart in the below the video in the corner of the screen there. We put that to good use. Their names are scrolling at the top, and we really, really appreciate you guys. We saw a rocket launch. Last week, one of the rockets over at Cape Canaveral went off, and we were able to see it from our front porch. That's a real bonus to living here. You know, the daytime launches are okay because you can actually see the rocket going up. It really glows on a clear day. The sun is hitting it, and you can see the plumes of exhaust.
Yeah.
But at night, you see a fireball, and it looks like a comet leaving the Earth, and it's pretty cool.
You know, and one day I actually saw some more of lines coming down, the plumes going this way, and Jerry said that was, what, the capsule coming back?
I have no idea. Oh, you saw it returning?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what you saw because I wasn't with you. Hard to say.
Yeah. And we had a really fun night out with our friends the other day. Yeah,
that's one of the strengths. And people asked us last week, do we entertain at home or do we go out? Both.
Yes.
But we recently went out. We went to a local restaurant. I had all-you-can-eat chicken wings. It was great. Linda had the salad that was bigger than her head.
This was at Legends out on, what was that road? What was it?
Well, it's 441, but I don't like to tell the name because next time you won't be able to get in. They'll be so crowded.
I know it. But man, this salad I had was a giant Mediterranean salad. Oh my gosh, it was delicious. The Greek salad, they call it.
We put that on Facebook. It got almost 1,000 likes on the picture of her salad.
Yeah.
Although she said it needed more lettuce.
Well, the thing is, I asked for it in one of those crunch bowls that you can eat, right? Well, she put that, and then in another big bowl was under it, so it looked giant. It looked like this. I felt like I was eating a whole head of lettuce.
Just the chicken wings, oh my gosh. I'm not one for spicy wings. I got the one called 8 Seconds. There's 17 different varieties of chicken wings.
My goodness.
I got the chicken wing bar. It was $18.99. That hurt. But it was delicious, and their baked beans and all that stuff. This is not a commercial for them. They don't know we're doing this, and frankly, I don't want you to go there on the same night that I'm going.
That's right.
But it was really good.
Oh, and they had karaoke too, and that's always fun to listen to people do karaoke.
Yeah, there's some good ones and some bad ones, which I think I prefer the bad ones.
Oh, they're fun. Oops.
Let's get to our shout outs. Roger and Dottie are from East St. Louis. And we had the pleasure of meeting them in Brownwood. And we actually had supper with them.
Yes.
Or is it dinner? Dinner or supper? And they are great people. And they're looking at their options. They're a little older than us. No offense.
No.
But when you get to be a certain age, you're wondering, is it too old to take the plunge? I don't know what to tell anybody when they ask that. You have to decide what's right for you. But they are great people, and we sure enjoyed meeting them.
And we bumped into Debbie and Wally in Brownwood Square, too. And they're longtime viewers and super nice folks. It was great to see them again.
Yes, it was. Chuck and Maggie Jones, they're from Michigan. They're coming for a lifestyle visit in December. They're going to bring a whole gaggle of folks. Look at that family. That is a great-looking bunch, and they say that they're going to have a great time, and I know they will.
I know. Roger and Cheryl Meston are going to visit on April to Lifestyle Stay, and they're going to try to pick out their new home. But look at this gorgeous landscape behind them. Oh, my.
I'd like to know where that is. That is one beautiful picture, and I love the fact that you submitted that in landscape. It makes it so much easier. JPEGs in landscape make it so much easier. Richard and Colleen just completed a 2-week lifestyle visit.
Oh.
They were celebrating their 30th anniversary. Richard's obviously a big spender like me to bring his wife on a lifestyle visit for their anniversary. They said they had a blast and they found the area they want to live in someday.
This is Paula. She and her husband Danny pulled the trigger and are building the Jasmine model in the village of Newell. Congratulations.
Yeah, they're frequent viewers of ours and they've made the big leap.
Yeah.
Lorraine and Tracy. They're from Asheville, North Carolina. See how I said Asheville?
Asheville.
Asheville, North Carolina. They said they're minding their own business one day when one of our shows came on, and 8 months later, they're closing on a veranda home in the village of DeLuna. Welcome to you and congratulations. He reminds me of somebody. I just can't put my finger on it.
Who is that?
Mike sent us this picture. This is how he eats his breakfast. He enjoys his ham and eggs and English muffin with peanut butter while watching the latest episode of The Village's Newcomers.
Viewer of the Week. Rob and Chrissy McKevitt.
They're friends, and we met them, I don't know, a year and a half or so ago. They went on the cruise when we went down to the Bahamas in July.
Right.
And they're going on our next cruise in February. Yeah. But they're just really neat people. They're such givers. They sent Linda some battery-operated tweezers to get that thorn out of her butt.
An occasional hair. And those ready-made meals, those freeze-dried meals during the hurricane.
He's retired military, and she's a sweetheart. One day they brought us some of those freeze-dried meals. And
they're so giving. And a fun couple.
Great people. We told you that we'd bring you some Halloween footage from the villages. Now on our Facebook channel, where we're able to put lots of little pictures and short videos, we featured Vinny's house. Vinny down here on Nuthatch and Oracle in the village of Dunedin. He does a Halloween exhibition second to none here in the villages. Really, really a great show. And people get in the spirit here, don't they?
They do. And he's not the only one. A lot of people take advantage of all these little celebrations and holidays and decorate. But Vinny is close to us and he has a lot of fun.
And by the way, we were going to dress old Gizzy up, but he didn't quite feel up to it this year. You know, he's had that little issue with his neck. He's got some vertebrae problems in his neck. Doing great, though.
Yes.
And he wanted to thank you for
all the well wishes.
Oh, my goodness, all the well wishes and concern.
Yeah.
And he's doing really good. There's some footage we took in the vet's office, and he's bouncing back nicely. He's even wanting to jump up on the couch and
we're trying to get him not to do that, so I'm doing a lot of picking up, so I guess his back may go out, but no, don't you dare whine today.
Don't you do it.
But he's doing so much better, and we appreciate that. All the warm wishes.
Thank all of you. Mrs. Wood writes, you guys are addictive and wonderful.
Addictive.
She sounds like a nice person.
She does.
I love your good marriage. Great marriage. But Jerry, is it true that Spanish moss, that soft, lacy, web-like fabric hanging from the big trees in the south, are full of ticks. And did you say leeches? Jerry, I'll never step foot in Florida if this is true. You're an attentive and ardent fan.
You know, I'm not sure about ticks and leeches. I thought it was like mites, but I'm really not sure what it is. And I think there is laws about taking that. You're not supposed to pull it from the trees. It's supposed to be natural. You're not supposed to pull it away.
Well, you don't have to pull it away. It's going to be on the ground everywhere after the wind blows.
That's true.
All those trees are on somebody else's property. That's why you can't take anything from them.
Well, I mean, there's public trees around the Rose-Wyken area, and there's
leeches don't grow on trees. No. I mean, if you jump off the Rose-Wyken's boardwalk into the preserve, aka swamp there, you'll get you're liable to get some stuff. But no leeches in the trees. We've never seen a tick in Florida. Have you seen a tick in Florida? He has not seen a tick in Florida. We hate ticks. Our farm in Indiana. You know, when a tick gets to a certain size, you can see it on you. And then if you don't see it right away, they blow up. And boy, that's gross. You ever found one on your dog? Oh, Lord. But on our farm, if you'd walk through a nest, when you get home, you could have 1,000 little black dots on you that are almost microscopic, and they're baby ticks.
They were called deer tick, weren't they?
We had deer ticks out there. We had all kinds of ticks.
That's one thing. That's one thing I don't miss about the farm.
Yeah, but don't worry about that. You're not going to get anything.
Ticks and
in the old days, they used to collect that stuff and stuff it into and make pillows out of it back in the pioneer days.
Probably. Yeah. Tell us about this dress code, this new thing that.
Well, it's not a new thing.
Okay.
Remember, you had your heart broken the first month we were here?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
She went to a golf course, and what happened?
We were there the first couple weeks, and we went golfing, and I went with Jerry. I didn't golf at that time, and I was along just to spectate, and so I was in the front seat, and they give you a little tag that says you're a spectator, I think, somehow. So, but I went up to the window to tell them, and he said, "You can't go out there." I said, "What?" I had a T-shirt that had writing on it.
Air Force.
Air Force. I had an Air Force T-shirt on for my son. And he pretty much shamed me. And he goes, "You can't wear that." I thought, oh. So I pretty much cried all the way around the 9 holes when I was sitting with Jerry. He let me go, but he was very vicious. I did not like him.
She was only a spectator. And they told her, "You can't wear that to go out and ride in a golf cart and not even play golf." Come on, dude. But here's what is allowable. And this is allowable. See, ladies have lighter restrictions than men.
Yes, we really do.
Men are supposed to have a collared shirt. Unless you're Tiger Woods, then you can wear one of those little faux turtlenecks or something. But you have to have a collared shirt. And these shirts would never make it on the golf course. No.
No T-shirt. Hello there.
Surprise you?
Yeah. I was looking at that to see if we were recording.
Did you like that?
I guess you didn't.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
I said viewers already, so I have 2 viewers. To help with our equipment fund, you see their, did I say friend?
You said front.
I hate it when that happens.
Maybe because you don't have your glasses. Well, I don't need my glasses this close. Well, I was going to do this about subscribing. Okay. I thought, okay, but that didn't go with that. Let me try that all over again.
Try that?
Try that? Yeah. I'm speaking Bavarian. I'm speaking Bavarian.
You're speaking Bavarian?
It's hot in here today. I'm just about dying. You should see the sweat on my arms. Look, it's sweating.
She would be hot in Antarctica.
I'm sweating.
That was the shortest time into a blooper in history. Okay.
So,
I'm starting again.
I don't know where I'm going to be. Who's playing?
We'd like to remind everybody that the Chase Rescue and Wildlife Sanctuary, that wonderful cause that we've featured a couple of times on our show, is having a fundraiser. They depend on people like you to keep their wonderful work going. They have giant tortoises. They have lemurs, they have marmosets, they've got toucans and macaws and
so many animals.
white-tailed deer, just sloths, anteaters.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful place, and they're going to have November 13th a primate palooza, and you can buy a ticket and go out there and support them, and they're going to have door prizes and food. I think there's a 3-course meal and some other things. So if you need something to do on November 13th, you'd be donating to a really good cause.
This is from Robert. What are the rules for someone moving into the villages with small children?
Robert, that's a good question, and one we get a lot because we're obviously a 55-plus community. That's the big draw.
Yes.
It's the big draw for people that have worked and had children and maybe have grandchildren, and they've come somewhere for a quiet retirement. So children under 19 cannot live here in the villages.
Right.
But yet, there is a school here, the Villages High School.
That's right.
And we'll talk more about that on a future show. But basically, that is for the children of people that work and help keep the villages going. And those children won't live in the villages, but they will go to school here. They'll live just on the outskirts, usually, of the villages. It's quite a topic of discussion among the forums, such as Nextdoor, Talk of the Villages, and among residents here. Because people do bring their grandchildren, and they're welcome.
Sure.
Grandchildren are welcome, but still some people complain. This was on Nextdoor recently. Oh, stop complaining. If you want to raise your grandkids, don't buy in the villages. This is a great place to live. Appreciate it. There are communities near the villages, not actually inside, that are for families. And to my understanding, they're run by the villages. Communities like Oxford Oaks,
Right.
Bison Valley, Oak Meadows, is it?
I think so.
And I believe one might be called Spring Valley. I could be wrong on those. But they are reported to be communities where people with children live and work in the village.
And a new one's being built called Middleton.
Middleton is going to be the granddaddy of them all.
Right.
And it's going to be based down south and feature a wonderful lifestyle for people with families. So stay tuned for that. The Villages has actually produced a video on that. And the Daily Sun has run multiple stories featuring that. So Middleton will be here. That will be a place where folks with families can come.
Yeah, it's going to be incredible.
Yeah. Carol from Pennsylvania says she's coming for a lifestyle visit in early December. Is there anything that we wished we knew about the lifestyle visit, but we didn't know? What are the must-sees and must-dos? Carol, you are one of many people that send us this letter every single week. Coming for a lifestyle visit, what should we do?
What should we do?
I can't answer all those. It's a lot of typing. Basically, we did not know how big the Villages was. I always use the same comparison. You've heard it from me before if you're a frequent watcher. I thought it was like the little community on the movie Cocoon with Wilford Brimley and Don Amici and Hume Cronin and those guys in a little bitty complex. No. We are how many square miles?
I read in the paper, 85 square miles.
Over 80 square miles with 140,000 residents. And, you know, it's humongous.
Yeah.
What can you do here? You can't see it all in a 4-day lifestyle stay. You can't see it all in a 7-day stay, but you can see a lot of it.
Yes.
We always recommend for people to get in your cart and go, go, go. We've talked to 2 different people this week that said, I got lost.
That's going to happen. We promise.
You're going to. But that's a good thing. Go out and get lost. Now, we like the area north of 44. They're building tons of houses. All the new construction is going to be south of 44. It's beautiful down there. We like where we are, depending on where you want to live. If you want a pre-owned home, you could go either way, north of 44 or south, and explore like crazy.
Yeah.
If you want a new home, you're going to be looking down south of 44.
Right.
Find out what you like. If you want to be close to the airport, some of those newer villages are going to be really close.
Really close.
To entrance to the turnpike. If you want to play golf, you're going to pick one close to the places where you think you want to play golf. But there's something for everybody, but you just have to find it. So the only way to find it is to go, go, go.
Get out and go into the rec centers, go to all the town squares, visit different shopping centers, where the shopping is, the big stores that are located, and even the small little ones that are very convenient and very charming. So there's a lot to do.
the village's sales agents will take you on a tour.
Yeah.
Or multiple tours if you want. They are so gracious, and I really think they do a good job.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for a home, they're going to try to sell you a home south of 44 because that's where the new homes are. If you really want to be north of 44, get out and explore it on your own. Let your agent know what area you like, and they'll see if there's anything for sale there for you.
Yeah. This is from Michael Shaw of Detroit, Michigan. I really enjoy watching your show twice a week. Thank you for all the time and hard work you put into it. My question is what is the turnover rate for homeowners in the villages? That is, how long does the average person own a home in the villages before they sell it?
That kind of goes with another question that we have here in a minute. We have no way to know that information. Now, there may be an analyst here somewhere that could tell you, but we would never know how to get a hold of that. But I can tell you that since we've lived here, well, going to the neighborhood socials is a good indication.
Right. Yes. It's changed.
So many new people.
In the 4 years we've been here.
You know, people pass away. People move to be north with their relatives. Maybe their relatives need help, or grandchildren need attention, or maybe the adult that lives down here now needs care, so they move closer to family. Or maybe they just find another community that they like. We don't know what the turnover rate is. I know that here on our street, I can only think of one house that is turned over.
Yes.
And that was from a family that sold it to their daughter.
Yes.
So that's it on our street. Not a lot of turnover. But we do see new people all the time.
We do. We do.
Kind of on the same line of thought, Linda writes, not this one, a different Linda. Interesting observation. I was in the village's sales center at Lake Sumter, and I noticed something interesting. They have a board in the lobby posting the names of new residents and which state they came from. I assumed most of them would be from New York. By far, most of them were from Florida. Not sure why. I'll tell you why I think that's true. First of all, if you live near the coast and you've been affected by a hurricane, you still love Florida, you still love warm weather, but you don't like hurricanes, so you come inland. So some Florida people move in here. But I think most of those Florida names on that board come from people that live here, that sell their home, and buy another home in the villages. And they get their new name up on the board if they buy it from a village's sales agent.
I didn't think
so
of that.
I think that's why most of those are there. But don't get me wrong, we are seeing a ton of people in our daily walk from New York,
yes, Minnesota,
California, Minnesota, Wisconsin is huge.
Yes.
They're from all over. But I think the reason for Florida is they're already here upgrading their home or downgrading their home
Could be.
if they get old.
Yeah, that's true.
We had something happen a couple of nights ago I thought was really strange, odd, different, alarming. We were in Brownwood.
Oh.
And a man, I'm going to say 30 years old, comes walking down the middle of the street with no shirt on. He's screaming and yelling and causing a commotion. And he's looking in people's golf carts that are parked there to see if they've left anything of value. Obviously up to something and not a good citizen. And we don't see that. It's the first time ever.
We've never seen it before.
But it does draw attention to the fact that you need to know we are not a gated community. There will not be a guard on duty at every gate where you have to prove that you know somebody. They'll buzz the house and let you in. No, it's not that way. And none of the squares are gated whatsoever. Anybody from Wildwood, from Leesburg, from Orlando, from Ocala, from Atlanta, Georgia, anybody can drive into those squares and enjoy the nightly entertainment.
Yes.
It's not gated in any way. I don't see much police presence down there because it's usually not needed. It was needed the other night.
It was.
That guy needed some supervision, and I don't know if he got it or not. He just kept on going and walked out of our life. But that's something you need to know. It's not a gated community. It's a community with gates. Anybody in the world can drive their car and come into the villages. If you don't have a pass, you can push a button. Don't be under the illusion that you'll be totally locked in here under the protection of a gatekeeper, because you won't.
This is Bob and Sherry in Atlanta. I still work for a living. I get depressed when I read about people eating out at fancy restaurants, going on cruises, and buying expensive stuff. I know it is nationwide, but moving into a new home now just seems unrealistic.
Bob and Sherry, we feel you. You know, we were nervous as could be when we came here. You know, you're biting off more than you've ever chewed before, a lot of times.
Yeah.
And now the whole economy is just kind of in the tank, and it's something to think about. You know, I've looked at a couple of articles in preparation to answer your question, and one of them comes to mind are the prices at Disney. There were two places. One of them was DisneyFoodBlog.com, and the other one was the UK Daily Mail from London, I guess.
Yeah.
And they're talking about prices and lamenting the fact that a family of four, it's going to cost, without, not even including airfare, it's going to cost you thousands of dollars to take your family to Disney World. But you know what? Those parks are crowded. People are still doing it.
Yeah.
People are paying $10 a pound, $15 a pound for steaks. People are eating out 3 or 4 times a week.
$5 for a dozen and a half of eggs when we used to buy them for like $1 a dozen back in the day.
That's not just the villages. I mean, that's all over. So I understand your concerns. You know, here, it wouldn't be uncommon for you to spend $15 or $20 on a hamburger and fries.
Right.
At a restaurant, you know, that's what it is. For 2 of us to eat in a restaurant here, if we went with a $15 meal, which would be a low-end meal, and then you get a drink, another $3, so there you're up to $36 for us, plus your tax, you know, that's another couple of bucks, you're up to $38 or $39, and then you put maybe a 20 or 25% tip on top of there, you're spending $50 on a meal.
Yeah.
Well, that's all right once in a while, but, you know, we don't want to do it all the time.
No, we don't.
You know, if you bought a new golf cart, you got a $16,000 expenditure probably, somewhere in that neighborhood, 14, 15, 16, if you get the bells and whistles on it.
Yeah.
You know, it's expensive.
And we've been known to buy a meal and share it. And you know what? We can do that every once in a while. Why not? Cut down on the calories and the price.
Well, the last couple of times I tried that, you said you wanted your own meal.
Yeah, because maybe I wanted some foo-foo food and you didn't.
We were just talking about this prime rib. Where was that? Who offered that? Oh, the 1812 restaurant.
Yes, yeah.
Has a special 8-ounce prime rib, $15.99. That's great. She said, we go up there, but we're not splitting that. Man, I want that whole thing. You know.
Yeah.
We don't need it, though. They say you should eat only a deck of cards size piece of meat. That's not going to get it for a big boy like me. We were thinking about taking a weekend trip, speaking of the cost of things. And if you want to go to the beach and you want to get a hotel, you know, this time of year when you want to go to the beach in Southport of Florida, you're talking $300 or $400 a night for a hotel room. That makes a little weekend trip, you know, $1,000 for hotel. That's a lot. It's quite a bit.
That's an expensive room.
You know, sometimes it makes me glad that we saved when we were young. You know, like our tour guide said, we went to Europe a few years ago. Well, we do sound haughty-taughty, don't we? We went to Europe a few years ago. You save your whole life for that. But that tour guide, you remember what he said?
Yes, but I can't recall.
He said, when we would say, I don't know if we want to buy this or not, he'd go, did you come on this trip to save money? Or did you save money to come on this trip? That's kind of what retirement is. We've saved our money for this trip.
Yeah. This is from Terry and Larry, the wannabes. Highly unlikely, but if for some unseen reason you had to leave the villages and move somewhere else, where would you go, and have you ever thought about that?
I really have not thought too much about it. I sure hope it doesn't happen. Anything can happen, can it? I mean, financial collapse of the villages, maybe a weather disaster of amazing proportions. Where would you go?
I would probably move closer to our grandchildren.
Of course, they live in Central Florida too.
I know.
Which would be fine if they weren't affected.
Yeah.
I'd want to go to another golf cart community. I love the golf cart lifestyle. I love to have those golf carts and be able to go and do. We don't run our car all that often. No. And life has been so much simpler since we don't put a lot of miles in the car. We don't have to buy tires. We don't have engine wear, you know. It's nice. Yeah. And those golf cars, they're like Volkswagens. They seem to roll forever.
They go and
with
go
just
and go.
minor upkeep. So I love that.
Yeah, so many times I'd say, Jerry, I think my golf cart needs gas. Of course, you know, there's those little lines you look at, but I don't trust him. I need to, like, see the gas in the tank. But he says, Linda, that golf cart can go on 200 miles, right?
250 miles on the tank.
Oh, my goodness. So
I wonder where that was all going, you know, right there.
But the golf cart life would be where we'd probably want to go.
A safe place from crime. It's got to be safe. When, you know, when you're old, you know, you're not the person you used to be. You know, you're a little more wary of people, and you can't run as fast or jump as high or punch as hard. So you want to be safe from crime. We love the warm temperatures. We'd probably go somewhere warm.
Yeah.
Transportation's important. We'd want somewhere where we could get.
Yeah.
We've got one son in Florida with his family, but our other sons are scattered, so we'd want to be able to get to an airport and travel, you know, when we needed to.
Right.
But I think the big deal for us was no ice and snow.
Right.
See behind us, have you noticed these?
Okay, I'll have to do this. Okay. I also want to thank Jan and John from Everett, Washington. They sent us these Beanie Baby turkeys. Can you see them? There's 2 of them back there. They're getting ready for Thanksgiving now and on our table back here. So thank you so much. They are so cute. I was told I need to share those with the grandchildren, but I don't know. They are adorable. Thank you so much.
You've been really good today. You know, we told you he wasn't feeling all that great. I actually got a comment from a viewer that said, I think you're squeezing his neck too hard. I wrote, ridiculous to her.
No.
I don't squeeze your neck too hard, do I?
No, no, no.
No, you like it.
No.
Well, do you have a show for us today? Do you have something for us? Do you have some jokes for us today? Take it away, Gizzy.
I almost had a date. I asked that little Shih Tzu down the street. I said, hey, you want to meet me at the gym? And she never showed up. That's when I knew we weren't going to work out. Mom and Dad's Kia Sorento is 5 years old. It needed new tires, so Dad went and bought some. And then the store charged him to air them up. And Dad said, are you going to charge me to air up the tires? And they said, inflation. Inflation. Thanks everybody for the jokes. See you next week.
Well done, my friend. As usual, you took one for the team. You went ahead and did your job even though you weren't feeling good. Come to think of it, didn't we do that for 30 plus years?
Yeah.
That's going to do it for this week's edition of
Mailbag Monday.
We talked about expenses and we talked about finances on this show. If you're interested in more, we did a list of our expenses quite a while back, but it's still somewhat accurate. Today was the day we received our property tax bill. I'm very happy with it.
I am too.
For Sumter County. So
Yes.
it was less than we thought it was going to be. So we're happy about that. But if you're concerned about expenses, I'm going to post a link right down here so you can go there and find out more about what we spend.
If you liked our video today, please press that like and subscribe button and share it with all your friends. Until next time.
See you when you get here.